You are all aware that we are confronted by an extraordinary situation arising out of the spread of the novel coronavirus and the COVID-19 pandemic. We have been briefing you from time to time on the challenges posed by this unprecedented situation and the steps being taken by all of us to confront this. We are here to brief you today about certain further developments in this direction. As of this moment, the total number of cases in Jammu and Kashmir is 380, out of which the total number of active cases is 294. 256 of these are in the Kashmir division and 38 of these are in the Jammu division. There have been 81 recoveries so far, and as you are aware, these recoveries include young children, and we also have had 5 unfortunate deaths. 60,000 people have been enlisted for surveillance, out of which nearly 35,000 people have already completed the mandatory 28-day period of surveillance. If I will just take a minute to take you through what the situation was yesterday and what the situation is today. Yesterday we had 368 total cases, 292 active cases. Today we have 380 total cases, 294 active cases. So while we have had 12 cases added, we also have had 10 recoveries happening. While there were 251 active cases in Kashmir yesterday, today there are 256 active cases. Similarly, while there were 41 active cases in Jammu yesterday, today there are 38 active cases. One more thing, for the first time we have had an active case discovered in Kathua today. So, no place in that sense is immune and every place has to watch out. Based on the results that we have been receiving about the number of active cases and other parameters, 5 districts, Bandipur, Baramulla, Kupwara, Srinagar and Jammu have been identified as hotspots in Jammu and Kashmir. You are all aware that we give you daily district-wise details of cases, and those of you who have taken some time to read would have realized that these districts account for nearly 4/5 or 80% of the active cases in the Union Territory. Similarly, 92 areas have been identified and designated as red zones in the Union Territory. 14 of these are in the Jammu division and 78 are in the Kashmir division. These red zones will be under stricter restrictions, restrictions on movement, extra surveillance and enhanced testing. We are acutely conscious of the fact that this is an inconvenient process and people in red zones, hotspots and containment areas do face restrictions and difficulties. We are grateful for the cooperation and willing support received from all sections of people. We assure you that the administration and the health department are doing all that they can that inconvenience to citizens is minimized. But I would like to request you for your continued support and cooperation in making our containment strategy a success. I would strongly urge everyone also to trust the judgment of the department whenever it comes to some zones being designated as red zones or containment zones. This is being done strictly as per the technical assessment and as per the probability of cases. So where are we on the overall COVID situation? Many of you may want to find out this. As I mentioned in one of my tweets yesterday, there is certainly a case for some reassurance and some respite, but no case for complacency. The daily positivity rate is showing a downward trend. The rate of doubling of positive cases has decidedly slowed down. In fact, the time it takes to double the cases in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir is probably among the highest in the entire country. And I am sure many of you would have seen a report this morning which showed Jammu and Kashmir and Kerala as the two states or Union Territories which had succeeded in slowing down the spread of the virus. All this has been primarily made possible due to the cooperation of the people in enforcing a very, very effective lockdown, social and physical distancing measures, and proactive contact tracing, leading to early detection of cases, asymptomatic cases, and their isolation to arrest the transmission of the disease. The testing rate in Jammu and Kashmir currently stands at 703 per million, again one of the highest in the country. I am sure many of you would recall that when we had met you last time, around 10 to 12 days ago, the testing rate was 77.5 per million in Jammu and Kashmir. We have succeeded in ramping up the testing rate by almost 10 times. You are also aware that we were among the first in the country to have our own testing facilities. Since then, we have been continuously ramping up our facilities. When we started testing locally, our capacity was merely 50 tests a day. The number of samples tested yesterday was more than 700, and we are looking at achieving shortly a capacity of more than 1,000 tests per day in our 4 ICMR accredited labs. We are doing two things. We are enhancing the testing capacity of these labs. We are also trying to add more labs so that not only do we have more labs for testing, each of these labs is testing more samples per day. We are doing this through a variety of means. Getting more manpower, getting more machines, getting automatic machines, and ensuring that the supply chain of all the reagents required for testing is continuously maintained. In addition, we are also setting up, in fact we have set up, a decentralized sample collection in the districts so that the process, the time of collection of the samples, bringing them to the collection centers, bringing them to the testing centers is minimized. We do believe that a strict lockdown, a robust testing process, aggressive testing, and strict protocols have led to identification of even asymptomatic cases, and you are aware that nearly 4/5 of the positive cases are asymptomatic. It has also led to the stamping out of many chains and a slowed growth of the virus. However, I have said and I re-emphasize that there is absolutely no room for complacency. We are dealing with an extremely wicked and dangerous enemy, and we need to be ever alert and watchful. Therefore, our strategy of aggressive tracing, increased testing, containment zones, red zones will continue as aggressively as before. We have already informed you that we are testing more than 700 samples per million. We will further ramp it up. We will increase the number of testing centers. We will increase the number of samples being tested in each center. We will further strengthen our surveillance system and procedure. To this effect, we have decided to launch a unique app called the Swasthya Nidhi COVID-19 Health Audit App. This is the first of its kind and unique endeavor in the entire country. Through this mobile app, we are trying to go in for a 100% surveillance and monitoring of households in the entire country. This will be surveillance on a real-time basis, and this will help us effectively monitor, again on a real-time basis, the health status of the enlisted individuals. This is a unique, unprecedented and never before effort. A pilot project has already started in Jammu district. We will also be strongly encouraging the use of the Arogya Setu app. In fact, as we speak, more than 6.5 lakh users have already installed this app in the Union Territory. We were among the first in the country to be alert to the problem. We were probably among the most effective and having the strict protocols, as I said, even at the cost of some inconvenience. And I reiterate that this policy of tracing, aggressive tracing, strict testing, effective tracking will continue. In fact, we will add on to it, as I said, through the Swasthya Nidhi Health app, which will help us in 100% surveillance. As I speak, we must place on record the tremendous cooperation of practically every section of the people. But, and I reiterate for the third time, there is absolutely no scope for complacency. Therefore, we need continued cooperation and in the same spirit. Our self-restraint and discipline must continue. We had put out an advisory in the newspapers where we had suggested that even though after 20th, which is Monday, some essential and basic services have been permitted, but even if you have been allowed, please go out only if you must, only if it is absolutely necessary. And even if you do go out, if you need to go out, please ensure that all the advisories and precautions are fully followed. The use of masks have been made mandatory. We are making 1.2 crore masks in J&K. Every member of a priority or an AAY household will get free mask, free of cost. Others will get it at a subsidized cost. Please use it. Please also follow all other advisories. There is absolutely no scope for complacency. In this connection, religious leaders, thought leaders, influencers, all have been making continuous and renewed appeals to the people to follow advisories, stay at home, avoid all gatherings, including religious gatherings. I also urge all of you to pay heed to them. Gatherings literally serve as oxygen for the spread of the virus. They are prohibited. They must be avoided at all costs, including religious gatherings. Regarding other issues, the supply of essential commodities and all other goods is normal. For example, in the last 24 hours alone, nearly 1,000 trucks, including 340 trucks of fruit and vegetable and 325 trucks of rations entered Jammu and Kashmir. The availability position is comfortable both in the Jammu division and in the Kashmir division. In order to facilitate that there is no problem in supply of essential commodities to the general public, important and essential industries have been allowed to function. Essential trucks carrying essential goods have been allowed to function with due precautions. Detailed guidelines in tune with and in the spirit of MHA directions have already been issued. Detailed SOPs have been framed and detailed mechanisms for permissions, passes, etc. streamlined, formulated and announced. All these advisories, all these SOPs, all these detailed mechanisms are available on the website of the GAD of the Jammu and Kashmir government. Deputy commissioners have also taken out detailed advisories and guidelines. These are available on the websites of all deputy commissioners. We are conscious of the fact that a number of our brothers and sisters are facing economic hardship because of this lockdown. Both the UT administration and the Government of India have announced a series of welfare steps in order to mitigate these hardships. The welfare measures announced by the Lieutenant Governor and the UT administration from time to time and by the Government of India under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana are being implemented vigorously. The UT administration alone has released nearly 100 crore rupees to deputy commissioners, divisional commissioners, different departments to help in the fight COVID efforts. Nearly 2.2 lakh destitutes, laborers and others are being supported with food and other essentials across 1,245 camps across the length and breadth of Jammu and Kashmir. Nearly 10 lakh quintals of food grains as advance rations for April and May already stand distributed among eligible card holders. Distribution of free ration under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana as well as pulses under the same Yojana is already in progress. The Labour Department has transferred over 15 crore rupees to nearly 1.5 lakh registered construction workers. Over 30,000 private sector employees will benefit from the measures announced by the Labour Department under the labour component of the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana scheme. Free ration for families of 8 lakh children under MDM plus cooking charges have already been transferred. 8.5 lakh Jan Dhan account holders have benefited under the PMGKY and 12.5 lakh beneficiaries will be getting the benefit of gas cylinder refills. The Rural Development Department has done its own bit in enhancing liquidity by releasing over 183 crore rupees of pending payments to Manrega workers. Manrega works and construction works with due precautions and restrictions have been permitted under the relaxation guidelines. The Labour Department, the Deputy Commissioners, the Divisional Commissioners and other departments have set up helplines for people who happen to be outside, who cannot travel to their homes, or for labourers from other parts of the country who happen to be here and cannot travel back to their respective homes. I would like to again sincerely thank each and everyone who has been a co-traveller in this journey of containing COVID-19 in Jammu and Kashmir. This includes health professionals of all kinds, doctors, paramedics, all the support staff, frontline workers, sanitary workers, workers of essential services, all kinds of administrative staff, police, administration, general public, media, each and everyone. But I would only like to say that while there is, as I said, some reason for respite, there is absolutely no reason for complacency. The fight against COVID has to continue with renewed vigor, and each one of us has to continue to play our part. We, on our part, the health department, the administration, will continue with ramped up testing, aggressive tracking, 100% surveillance through our newly launched app, which I said is self-discipline and restraint and support from all of you, even if it means some degree of inconvenience. and I would only like to remind you of what the Honorable Prime Minister said by way of the 7 guidelines, the 7 pieces of advice which he gave us: taking care of the elderly, maintaining hygiene, following advisories, including the advice of Ayush for building immunity, downloading the Arogya Setu app, taking care of our less privileged brethren, employer-employee relations, taking care of employees wherever applicable, respecting all the corona warriors and the frontline people. Thank you very much.